Let's turn our attention now to boxing. Join us ahead of his heavyweight clash against Lawrence Okolie in Manchester on April the 5th is our friend, the Midnight Train, British boxer Richard Riakporhe. Richard Riakporhe, welcome back to Drive. How are you?
I'm very good. How you doing, Andy?
I am very well. Oh, I can see you now. You've got like a big coat on, a woolly hat. Where are you? Are you in like Norway or something? Very cold where you are. Is it in England?
I'm actually in Scotland right now.
What are you doing there?
I'm just eating tardies. Lots of tardies.
You doing what? Say again?
I'm just eating scones and tardies, man.
I think he's trying to do the Scottish accent with the food, but I'm not quite sure it's landing.
Was that a Scottish accent you're doing, Rich?
That was my fake Scottish accent. My attempt.
Yeah,
okay. Good.
I think we should stick to boxing, all three of us. Right. Listen, you've been sort of missing in action for a long time. Where have you been? What have you been up to?
I've just been in the gym. I've been training and just preparing for my next competition. I knew about this competition coming up for a while, so just been focused.
Oh, I think we've lost him. That's because should we try and get him on a landline, like a good old-fashioned telephone? Should we try and do him on that? Because
what was he trying to say? Scottish and haggis. It wasn't actually haggis, was it?
I don't know if the word haggis was trying to come out.
Tatties.
Tatties? What's that? Does that mean potatoes?
You know, we got a lot of potatoes.
I don't know. Does it?
Yeah. What goes with potatoes? We got a lot of.
What goes with potatoes?
We've got a lot of Scottish brethren that listen to us.
Yeah.
So what is it? There's something and tatties. There's something before the tatties part.
I don't think tatties is potatoes. Oh, okay, fine.
It must be potatoes. Tatties.
I don't know. I don't know if that's
someone's got Scottish brethren.
If Alan McCoy is listening, he's our go-to Scot. Listen, we'll get Richard Riakporhe back in just a moment. I wonder. I don't know if you're asking this, or I will. If being a heavyweight was the long-term game plan, because that's where, of course, all the money is. He's made his name in cruiserweight, but stepping up, and he's fighting Lawrence Okolie, stepping up into heavyweight. Do you think that's going to be a big step up for him? He's a big old lad anyway, right? Yeah,
it depends what he walks around naturally at. I think if he walks around naturally quite heavy, then it in theory, it shouldn't be that difficult to fight at that. But I mean, it's a fight I'm looking forward to, actually, because I wanted this fight to happen in the cruiserweight division, but there was a time where I couldn't watch Okolie. Mince and tatties. That's what someone said. Mince and tatties. Mince and tatties.
And is the mince... Is tatters potatoes?
Is tatties potatoes? Can you please...
You know it's a text. You can't hear you.
Rodders. Is that... Rodders, is that potatoes? No matter who. Mince and tatties. Yeah.
Right, we need to know what potatoes is.
Sorry. Great one.
Right, go on.
Danny Murphy or Eddie Murphy?
The answer would be, get that out of here.
But... get what out of it?
Oh, hell, I changed it. What about Marcus Bent or Darren Bent?
I can let you answer that. Come on now. Silly question. But no, you're right. There was a period...
sorry. The person who a lot of people thought was actually Scottish, he's back now. Richard Riakporhe, can you hear us?
Yeah. Okay. I'm here. I can hear you.
We can hear you loud and clear. Listen, I was just asking Bentley, actually, and I said I don't know which one of us will ask you, but it seems to be it's me, so I'll ask you about you're now fighting at heavyweight, and there's a lot more money at heavyweight than cruiserweight. Was that always the plan for you when you turned pro?
Yeah, Andy, that was always the plan. I was always walking around very heavy at cruiserweight, and I had to take off 2 stones just to compete at times, and it was getting to a point where my body was like, look, I need to actually eat more and grow, and just let my body just kind of just be a bit more healthy and in preparation and stuff like that. So I knew eventually it's going to come, and I got an opportunity, and I thought, you know what, I think now the time is now. I actually moved up. A lot of people didn't know, but I did move up anyway from my last fight, and but now everybody gets a chance to see my skills at heavy.
I'll ask you then, because you've got obviously a big fight against Lawrence Okolie. A lot of people thought that would come at cruiserweight, but it's at heavyweight. And my understanding is that your relationship isn't the greatest between you two. Obviously, there's that video that emerged of a little kind of fracas, and I think it was in a cinema. Where's that bad blood come from?
You know what? I think it's just kind of over the years, it was like a natural rivalry. Everybody wanted to see the fight. They measured us together. And they always kind of wanted to know who would win in a fight between us. And then there was some altercations where I feel like he kind of just wanted to kind of test me a little bit, which is why we had that little scuffle in that carpet, the red carpet event. And then, yeah, I just feel like it kind of just naturally grew. Everybody just wanted to see the fight. And he said some things about me, which I didn't like. I said some things about him he didn't like. And then, yeah, it just kind of grew into some type of bad blood, so to speak. So now we get a chance to kind of just sort it all out. Lawrence Okolie was always going to be my next fight after CBS. It was contracted. It just wasn't contracted at heavyweight. So, but here we are.
You know what you want to do when the face-off comes? In one hand, you want to get some milk and flour, and the other one, an egg, and then make an omelette on his face rather than just slap eggs in. Make an omelette on his face. Listen, I want to ask you about Chris Billam-Smith. We're going to play some audio in just a moment that Chris Billam-Smith has been talking about you. He was with Spencer Oliver and Simon Jordan on Talk Boxing yesterday, and they were talking about your upcoming fight. I'll play that audio in just a moment, so I'll get your view on it. But just a quick word about that fight, right? Now, yeah. I've known you a long time that I feel I can say anything to you and be honest.
Yep.
Okay? You were rubbish in that fight, and I expected you to be 10 times better, and I guess you did as well. Why didn't I see the Richard Riakporhe against Chris Billam-Smith that I thought I should have done?
I didn't perform on the night. You know me, Andy, I don't really like to make excuses and take anything away from my opponent. Everybody knows that was not the normal Richard Riakporhe that you would normally see, which is why a lot of people were talking more about me than Chris himself. And, you know, I kind of knew certain things, you know, that I could have done better, and just moved on, really. Moved on from that, and now I get a chance to rectify that.
I can't believe that you're going to let him get away with that. No. Honestly, please come in.
No. Richard, you know that I'm not being rude. Right? I've known you a long time, that I expect you, and you did as well, right? Because that wasn't you in that fight, because you are 10 times better than that performance.
100%. But, you know, you live and you learn. You know, sometimes you can take away certain things from losses and it make you a much better fighter. And I feel like that's what happened to me. I felt like there was a kind of blessing in disguise for me. And you're going to see when it comes to my next match in April.
Good, because you know I'm desperate for you to be world champion. You know that. Let's have a listen to this audio, and then we can get your view. This is Chris Billam-Smith, the guy that beat you in the summer. He joined Spencer Oliver and Simon Jordan on Talk Boxing yesterday. Had his say on your next fight.
Lawrence is very energetic in the way he boxes, and sometimes if he doesn't knock someone out early, it becomes messy, it becomes tiring for him and his opponent because he's tying him up. But if Richard stays calm and can carry his power late on into the fight when Lawrence is tired, he might be able to find the shot. I don't think so. I think I'd pick... Obviously, they're both going to carry power. I think Lawrence is going to land a lot more, though. Lawrence is very hard to hit clean. And I think
You managed it?
Yeah, but like
you
I
had
said,
insight, you had inside knowledge.
I had that insight, and we knew the shots that we could land on him and his mistakes and stuff.
So you're going Okolie?
So I'd pick Lawrence.
What do you make of that, Richard?
Yeah, I feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but for me, you know, I believe in my training. I know what I'm capable of, and you know, everybody's just gonna have their own opinion. But when it comes to fight night, you know, I get a chance to prove everybody wrong. I guess all those doubters.
What fight are you expecting? Because as Chris was talking about there, I mean, he's a hard fighter to fight against because of his style. I mean, his style's awful to watch. Me and Andy don't enjoy watching his style one bit. He hugs all the time.
Unless you enjoy hugging.
Yeah, it's really a horrible style to kind of come up against. Is that what you expected in this fight against him?
Yeah, I've kind of trained for every single scenario. You know, I've even done a bit of Greco wrestling.
Wow.
Because this guy, you know, everybody knows about his style. He kind of has a false perception of himself. He thinks he's greater than he actually is, when in reality he's not really a good boxer. He's more of a wrestler. In my opinion, he's more of a wrestler. So, you know, we have to kind of make sure that we negate certain things that he might try to do and get off those shots so we can just knock this guy out.
Rich, listen, you know I love you, and I know you're going to be champion of the world one day, and I hope that day is coming sooner rather than later. Just the fact that we've had that affiliation with you, not just me, but talkSPORT and, of course, the Sports Bar and Now Drive. We're all rooting for you. No disrespect to Lawrence Okolie, but we want you all to win, Rich.
Appreciate that. Appreciate the love, Andy, and everybody listening that's been following the journey.
When you come back down to London, I know you're training in Scotland. When you come back down to London before the fight, will you come in and we'll have a proper chat with you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Enjoy what was it you're having? Say it in the Scottish accent. What was it you're having?
Parties. Some tarties.
That's right. That's better. That's better.
It's almost like you were born north of the border. It really is. Rich, great to see that smile back on your face. I can't wait till you get in the ring and you get another victory under your belt. Thanks so much, pal, for coming on. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
Cheers, Rich.
There you go, the Midnight Train, Richard Riakporhe. I think I've known him long enough that I can be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you're right to say that. But I tell you what, you said something at the end there about world champion and stuff and getting to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
That division's going to be hard,
Of course it is. Of course it is. But I firmly believe in him. I think he's got a little bit of talent that you need to get to the very top. And he's very close to it as well.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.